Well, here we are, breakfast. Some eggs, some hot sauce. You guys want to know the secret to how I stay so lean despite having 4 kids? Well, the way that I do that is this guy. He eats all of my food. Doesn't stop. Anything I eat, he has to eat it. Hot sauce and all. Okay, ready? Okay, pull this one. Okay, pull this one. Oh, too much, honey, too much.
Okay.
Okay, pull this one. Yep, good. Not too hard. Good job.
Oops.
Okay, pull this one. Yep. Okay, pull this one. Good job. Pull this one. Last one. Good job.
Tie loops.
Good. So here's a little testament for all of you that really struggle to handle all of your responsibilities. If you have kids, you know, if you work a busy job. Let me give you a little example of how my day looks in the morning as far as what I walk out the door with, okay? So, flip this around. These are all the bags. We've got the gym bag here for the workout this afternoon. We've got briefcase here, obviously business related necessities in there. We've got toy bag for the little guy. Lunch. This is my lunch. No, I'm kidding. This is the little guy's lunch. Some other stuff for the little guy and him that's got to come with us. So that's something that I carry or leave the house with virtually every single day. I can't remember the last time I left the house with less than 2 to 3 bags. Actually, the bag that's not in here, that's already in the truck, is my jiu-jitsu bag. That usually comes with me as well. So those of you that are watching this saying, well, that's just silly, there's no way I'm gonna freaking carry, you know, 10 pounds of bags or 15 pounds of bags out the door every morning. I'd rather carry the 10 or 15 pounds of bags than carry the 10 or 15 pounds around my midsection or my ass. Yeah, go get your shoes.
Get you. Yeah.
Hold on, you need to put your shoes on. Back up. Daddy's gonna run this outside. Okay. We have ourselves a busy day. Just got in the office. Got 4 or 5 client hours today. Got my workout I've got to get in at some point, as well as get ready for a trip that I'm going on this weekend. It's about 11 o'clock. It is time to eat. I've been training and taking care of a couple meetings here at Mitchell Fitness Solutions. So meal 2, you're gonna watch me put together real quick. Just have some Beverly International Ultimate Muscle Provider. This is strawberry flavor. We're gonna go 2 scoops of this, which is about equivalent to 44 grams of protein. And some water. And with this, I have cashews. 1/3 cup cashews, protein shake, and that will get me over through to lunch. Okay. Hard at work here. Just try to connect the operating system for this Canon G7X to my Mac, and it looks like they are not able to support the newest version of Mac's operating system. So those of you that have this camera, make sure you take note of that, because you've got to use your SD card apparently to download the information or the images directly. So on that note, let's check out Angela and see what she is doing with the boys, the Mancinelli boys. What do we got going on here? Let's see if we can sneak out. And clearly Xander is hurt. Joys of no daycare this week. Oh, there he goes. And here he comes. And he's gonna be pissed he can't get in the door. Turn the knob. It's not locked. You got it. What happened out there? Did mommy hurt you? You hit the wall?
Yeah.
Oh, how did you hit the wall? You're fine. You're fine. We'll be back.
Over there, you're going to get hurt again.
All right, we are currently 1:35 in the afternoon. Just finished up with my last client of the day. We're waiting on one consultation, and then after that I'm going to be heading to the gym to do some chest and tris. This will be my first time bringing a camera with me, so aside from getting over the initial just awkwardness of carrying a camera around, because I can barely carry a cell phone around in the gym, it should go well. So stay tuned for that footage. It should wrap up today's video. I'll end it with that. So let's get at it. All right, so for those of you that did not know, I had a shoulder operation coming up on close on a year now. And even though, you know, some of you that are saying, well, that's quite a ways out, the shoulder's a pretty complex joint, and with my background, I'm fully aware of the risk involved. Pretty much, you know, regardless of how well I recover, that joint is always going to be at risk for injury. It's never going to be the same. So that said, at this stage in my recovery and kind of where I'm at with my lifting, you know, I'm not lifting heavy weights like I used to. Some people would say that the weights I lift are still pretty significant, but they're probably 70% of what I'm used to. So as you can kind of see in this set, I'm more or less just kind of going through some motions, looking for full contraction. The weight is still pretty light, you know, just full range of motion, like I said, and I'm kind of doing some rotational stretches there as well, just to kind of warm things up. This is pretty much where I started for this workout. This was just a wide grip lat pull down. A couple things to note is my hand positioning. One thing that I see people make a lot of mistakes on is their actual grip. If you note that my thumbs are actually over the top, what I'm doing there is making it a little bit more challenging for me to overgrip that bar. And what that does, or what that promotes, is it forces my back to step in and do the work, which is obviously the long-term goal anyways, instead of overgripping and starting to overcompensate with my forearms and or biceps. Biceps are part of this, but we're not there yet. As you can see here, we're getting into a single arm bent over row. This is kind of just a modification to a traditional bent over row, using both arms. That's what the machine was designed for. But again, I've kind of repositioned myself and modified it to make it work. Obviously, again, in terms of the weight, you know, I'm not going really heavy. The big thing for me is just full contraction, full squeeze, and that's pretty much always been the name of the game, and really what I promote with my clients across the board. It's crucial in my opinion, from a not only a longevity standpoint, so obviously making sure that you know, you're able to continue exercising for as long as you want, injury-free, or at least with limited risk. But on top of that, in my opinion anyways, you're going to get better or see better changes in the mirror through making sure that you're really firing those muscles, getting everything you can out of them, rather than just, you know, making these really aggressive jerking motions, you know, keeping things probably heavier than they need to be. So as we kind of continue watching this clip, I'm just kind of moving from one side to the other. Again, making sure that my pressure is where it needs to be. I'm not overgripping the bar here. That's a big one. Again, I want to keep biceps out of it right now. I'm keeping the weight or pressure in my heels, forcing the lat to do the majority of the work. And next, we are getting into just a basic seated row. Again, I've seen this done a handful of different ways. What I prefer for myself as well as my clients is definitely isolating the hip movement. In this position, you can kind of see that I am isolated. I've got minimal movement out of my hips. I'm moving just far enough forward with my upper body so that I get a full range of motion out of my shoulders. And the big one here is that I'm pulling my shoulders back and or squeezing my scapula long before I start to bend those elbows and bring the actual hands towards my chest. Now we're getting into a modified seated bicep curl. This is a great piece of equipment. It's probably been around for the better part of 15 years now. It's made by Hammer Strength, but it's a great piece. This is a modified position that I put myself in. Essentially, I'm isolating my shoulders. As you'll see when I get into the motion here, a big mistake that most people make is they put on weight that's probably a little bit too heavy for their biceps, and in turn that forces their shoulders to kind of take over. So you'll see a big rolling motion out of their shoulders. Sorry, as I'm trying to find some music here. But that said, if you watch, my shoulders are really important in terms of the position that I maintain. They kind of stay right where they're at, locked in one position. As you can see, I'm not sitting on that piece of equipment, even though it does call for it. This allows me to, again, keep my weight distribution where I want it, which is heavy over that pad. Again, my grip is loose. My thumbs are out to the side and not over the top, where I can overgrip, in turn using more forearm and less bicep. So this is a pretty good spot. As you can see, the weight's not real heavy. I've never been an advocate of just using huge amounts of weight when I can get the same physical changes I'm looking for out of a safer option. So we just got another view here. Again, this is my first time using this piece of equipment. I'm using a Canon G7X camera with a tripod. slightly awkward bringing a camera into the gym, but surprisingly, I really didn't get too many funny looks, and I just kind of kept my head down and kind of kept you guys in mind in terms of this is the reason that I'm doing this, is to kind of educate you guys and give you guys a little bit more glimpse into how I do things. So another one I will say that's big on this is full range of motion. Guys that are watching this, half range of motion develops half of a bicep. So that said, if you want a full thick bicep, you need to go full range of motion. Let's see what else we got coming here. This is going to be just a standing, I believe I do a hammer curl here. Let's see. Yes, so this is just a standing hammer curl. The big one here is I'm watching body motion. I'm looking for limited motions out of my body. The main thing that I'm focusing on is a loose grip here. The pressure is in my heels, and I am making sure that I'm getting that full range of motion. Again, as you can note, my arm is becoming fully extended at the base or at the bottom of this position, and that is, again, the name of the game in terms of if you want to see a full development out of the bicep and or any muscle that you're training for that part. It is key. And this is pretty much where I end it here. And I think next we're going to just kind of go to the rest of the video. So stay tuned. Okay, little update. We are just back from the gym. Did some back and biceps, and I'm pooped. I've got to get changed and head to fire department training. Those of you that don't know, I am a firefighter EMT as well, as if I'm not busy enough. But that said, I wanted to give you guys an update as far as how my progress is coming for my shred, my new ebook shred. So let's check it out. Let's see. This is kind of a current. So, looks like things are coming along okay. So I got a little bit back here, gotta get rid of. Stuff's coming in alright. So that is the update. Like I said, I gotta get moving here, get changed, shave up real quick, and we will check in with you later. This may be my last edit for the night, or my last entry for the night, I should say, and we're back at it tomorrow. So, see you guys soon.